Hey everyone, Brittany here, and time for more SexxxPerTease, and our question is, how would you approach a guy you're attracted to in public to see if he likes you too? Other than online in the club, where's a great place to find a guy that's boyfriend material? Well, you can find a potential mate literally anywhere. It's not where you meet that matters, but who you meet. You can find crappy guys online at the club. You can also find decent guys online at the club. You can also find guys pretty much anywhere else, though, I mean, not as often, especially since you don't know if they're gay or not. But some good places to try to pick up men. I've noticed there's always lots of hot guys in the grocery store. Well, I guess it depends when you go, but you can see lots of hot men, especially if they're on their own when they're actually approachable. Like, you shouldn't approach people in groups because that just is awkward, and like you don't want to get rejected in front of people, especially if you're like with your friends. You kind of don't want a guy, especially if someone you're not attracted to approaches you. It's just like, get away from me, I'm with my friends, leave me alone. But then like if you're interested, it's still like awkward when your friends like all surrounding you, like looking at what you're doing. It's like, I want some privacy when I'm trying to get men. So that's also a good reason why you shouldn't always go out in groups. You should do things on your own, because then you're most approachable in case someone likes you, or in case you like someone, and you can pursue them easier if you're on your own. You don't have to worry about public embarrassment. But some great places to find guys: supermarket. There's always hot guys shopping. Especially you can make a move if like you're in an aisle, you see a cute guy, and he's like looking for the same thing you're looking for, or if he's picking up something that like you don't really buy that often, you don't like that much, you can just be like, oh, how is that? I've been wanting to try that, and you can ask him about it, and that's a way to like transition into like getting to know him and seeing what he likes and maybe exchanging numbers. Like, you have to approach fast. If you see a hot guy anywhere, you should make a move, because you don't know if you'll ever see them again, and you never know if that person's the one. So even if it leads to rejection, at least you tried, instead of like writing about it on missed connections. Like, what's the point of that? Like, just go after the guy that you want, as long as they're approachable, and even if you get rejected, just on to the next one. Plus, supermarkets are huge. You can find tons of men in there. Just not like all the time there's hot single guys, but a lot of the time there are. So see what they're buying, ask them about it, ask for like recommendations of like what you can make or what they make, and like if they're a good cook, and you're like, ooh, that sounds amazing, you should totally cook for me sometime. I mean, I'm probably gonna come across as like forward and gross unless they're really interested, because the difference between flirting and sexual harassment is how the other person receives it. But another great place to find a man, a bookstore. I think bookstores are also great places. I mean, there's usually at least one or two cute guys in the whole store. They could just be on their own reading something. You're like, oh my god, I heard of that book, and they totally didn't. And then you're just like, oh, do you like it? Should I read it? And then you like ask them more about their reading materials, unless they're like completely not interested and want to get back to reading, because then, you know, they're not interested. But you just have to make your move, pursue it, and see how they respond. And then take it lightly. If you can obviously tell they're not interested in you, just move on and be like, okay, thanks, bye. And then, yeah. Another good place is probably the gym. You know, I've never met anyone at the gym, but I usually don't really like to talk to anyone when I'm at the gym. I just like to like listen to my music, be in my own world and space. But I mean, I do like to check out hot guys, and if one did approach me, or if one actually did like strike my fancy that I knew was gay. Well, that's another thing. It's hard approaching us at the gym because you don't know if they're gay or not. Unless it's like completely obvious, and then I'm like not usually that into obviously gay guys. But if you see a cute guy that you want, approach him. Maybe ask him to help you spot you, or if he's doing something that you think is interesting, you can just ask him for like tips, or like, oh, what is this body part workout? Or like, what do you do with this exercise? Like, what is it working out? And then you like get advice, and they can tell you about it. Because guys that love working out love to like talk about themselves most of the time. Sometimes. Depends who you're approaching. But yeah, gym, bookstores, grocery stores, those are all great places to try to approach men, ask them about whatever they're doing, whatever they're looking at, whatever they're picking up, whatever they're reading, and then see, like, build on the conversation. You have to be skilled at conversation. If you're totally too shy to approach someone, it's not really going to work in trying to approach guys, like, ever. Be ready to die alone. But definitely make your move. But also, it's another thing if you're shy, because like they can be shy too. If you're two shy people afraid to make the move, nothing's ever going to happen. So you just have to be bold, not afraid of rejection, and go after the man you want. So I hope to help answer your question, and join me again for more SexxPerTease.